Hello, everybody. This is episode 19. Today we're joined by Keal. We've got a bit of a mad story today, so we'll kick straight off and we'll start right from your sporting background, if you want, Keal. Where it started, whether it's from school, where it from before school. Has it always been a hobby? You tell me.
Yeah, so sort of obviously the rugby league, and been from Chesterfield, Ponty,
Up the checks.
local shitter.
We're all from the same place.
Checkers the backy. Local club of Fed Lions, sort of rugby league. So yeah, so it started when I was 5-year-old. My granddad was sort of my father figure. Took me down there at 5, and yeah, I was found a love for playing rugby really. So played there all throughout my childhood.
Do you have to get not I would say scouted then? You don't have to get scouted for Lions, or do you join them? Do you know, like I used to play St Joey's football, and you could just go down to training, but
Same thing with Lions. I sort of did that until sort of 13, 14, and all scouts start coming to watching and stuff, and obviously like districts and all that and stuff started at like 13. So got picked for like Wakefield service area, which were like local districts. From that they pick like Yorkshire, and they pick like the England sort of camp, and then they pick a squad out of that. So luckily I was. Yeah, so started at 5 up to sort of 13. Still played at Fev Lions until I was 16, but from sort of 13 I played like rep rugby. And that's when I thought, I'm gonna try and make this crap for a career.
Well, for anybody who don't know, so we're all from the same area. And I must have been year 7 when you were year 11. Were you?
I'm 2 years below your Ash, so.
I think so. Were you in Larn Patrick?
2 years below, so.
Were you below? Yeah, so Larn would it. Yeah, so you would have been.
Calum as well.
Yeah, year 10, 11. You were like, you obviously seem massive compared to us. They still do like more. They were always like, like American style with all football players, and it were like that's what all yous were like to us. So it's a bit mad even just doing this now, but so yeah, carry on, mate. So from being scouted, what first team that you got scouted for?
So Bradford, and that when like Bradford Bulls, when that were their like era where they were winning everything. Is that with Danny? Danny was so
Fergie there too as well.
Fergie at Wakey.
When did he go to Bradford at some point? No,
he did. Yeah, that was later on.
Yeah,
but when I sort of started at Bradford, it were like by Nicolo and Shante Napier, and like they were class, and then I signed him and went down. No correlation. So I went on scholarship there at 14. Actually, at 14 and 15, not many people know, but from 2 years on trot, I got voted best player in the country. Like, we're called Top Gun. So you go to these Yorkshire and England camps, and they pick like a Top Gun out of like full country, basically. And for 2 years on down, so I got like the Top Gun award, which
that's class.
It was pretty,
People need to know that, mate. I'm glad you've done this.
As a young kid, like I thought. Yeah, it was pretty cool, to be fair.
Sick.
I don't know, Alex, now I'm better than you, sorry. But you don't have it lying, but so obviously that went on, and then ended up signing pro at for Bradford, and following that 2 year on scholarship at 16, and then my Super League debut at 17, sort of a babby really, but yeah.
And how many years for it? Because obviously, like I said right at the beginning, it's all been a bit of a mad story that's led us to where you are today, and we got you in because you've got everything from the sporting background through professional athlete to a business owner to even more problems later now, which you're also having to overcome again. So, how long was it until
the first obstacle?
The first obstacle, yeah.
Well, it's probably another one before that, to be fair. Sort of. So, I might have spoke about it on another podcast. So basically, at 16, my granddad, who I referred to before, who took my training all the way through from being 5-year-old, were travelling to train at Bradford, and we had a car crash, and they passed away in that car crash.
No.
Taking me training. It was shit. So I was 16, and I just signed sort of in the academy at Bradford. So
16 years old.
16, mate, yeah. So that was sort of, I've always used that as a motive, you know what I mean? Like, just I think I've got stuff going on. He was taking me there, just retired, and he passed away doing what he loved, taking me, to rugby.
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what happened in the car crash? Were it an oncoming driver?
Yeah. So we just, we were sort of pulling off towards Leeds, towards M621 off M62 on Slip Road there, and at M1, and there was some traffic on like where you pull off on, where traffic lights are.
Yeah.
And it was like it were backed up a bit towards sort of motorway, and we'd stopped like in traffic, and then transit man just hit us up back like. I know me and Danny Addy were in car, Aaron Lyons. So we were taking off for English training. Obviously, my granddad being older and more fragile, he passed away, and we probably only got through it because we were young, fit lads, you know what I mean? So yeah, they were a bit of a. So that one probably.
That's definitely the first obstacle, the first obstacle, I'd say.
Yeah, it's
I've had to overcome, you know what I mean? So
such an awful thing, like when you hear about those kind, because it's out of your control completely,
yeah,
and one person's mistake can cost a life. That's just it's crazy. If you just like all the traffic accidents that you hear happen,
yeah.
and he puts it into perspective, like it's only a couple of seconds and it's over.
Oh, it's mad, I know. Yeah. So obviously, we're that sort of. I was young. I was young at the time, so it was all sort of. I don't know. Seems a bit.
Had to comprehend it all.
Like looking back now, it's all like muddled up in my head. You know what I mean? If I can't really. I do recall it, but it seems that long ago. But yeah, still there. Do you know what I mean? And I know there were a process after that where I probably went off rails a little bit as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Started going on piss too much, and like I remember Steve McNamara, what coach at the time, he actually come to my nana's house in Chequers, and we're like, so I think I went back in after off season, I was in shit shape, and they were like, "You're 16, I know what you've gone through with your granddad," and he sort of had a pet talk to me and said, "If you want to make it, or you want this to be a career, you're gonna have to try and overcome it and use it to your advantage." Which,
Yeah.
if it weren't for that talk, you know, it could have been a completely different story. My life could have gone,
Yeah.
that way rather than luckily where I've sort of what I've achieved so far.
It-
You know what I mean?
It's one of those things though, like you can't really blame me for going off the rails, because that must have been traumatizing. Like you know how to deal with it.
Well, yeah, and like round obviously I just met my missus, so I'm still with now, and like obviously I met her young, we had Jack, and if it weren't for little things like that and her put me back into sort of keeping me on track, it's one of them. And you know, there's obviously several other things, and there's a lot of people that I probably at the time didn't realise, but were there for the shoulder that
Yeah.
you know I appreciate to this day. But you know, and everybody else offered the support, but yeah, like to think that if it were one of my lads at that age now, I'd be like,
Yeah.
how would they take it? I don't really.
I think everyone, you wouldn't know until you were in that
No.
position, would you? So like you said, you obviously went off rails, but I'm guessing when you come back, then you are highly driven and probably stronger mind. Like everything we go through, as extreme as it is, it forges who we are, doesn't it? In your personality, how we play, how you put that into what you're doing. So obviously you put it into the right way once you got back on that path. But
Yeah, and I just sort of, I had to have a sort of, again, I was young and probably naive, and sort of just had to think, you know, where do I want to go in life? Do you know what I mean? And what would my granddad want? He died taking me training. I don't want to fuck it all up now.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what.
It's like you had an obligation to keep cracking on.
Yeah, I got my contract. Do I leave it and just be a normal lad who's going out on piss every weekend? Yeah, I'd actually try and make some crack of it and start making sacrifices.
Yeah.
And luckily that's what I sort of started doing. And
Did you have a couple of years at Bradford then, or were you?
yeah. So I decided, obviously leaving school. I had 2 years. I made my Super League debut there, like I said, at 17. Only played one game. And then Huddersfield were coming for me after that, so that's when I ended up leaving. And then obviously Bradford was sort of going on the downward spiral slightly, and Huddersfield were getting a new coach and all this kind of stuff. But so that was the first sort of obstacle, really.
Yeah. Not just a bit, yeah. Jesus Christ. I never knew that. Like I've known you for years and I never knew that. So yeah, but well done.
So, what happened after that then? You said, what happened with the rugby then? What got you through that? I'm guessing it's the second obstacle. What happened with the rugby?
Yeah, so obviously got back on track, started eating right, limiting when I went out, sort of doing it at right times. I'm still young, so you're going to go out after a game and stuff.
How old were you when you had your Jack?
16.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
16, yeah.
Had that.
If I'd have had a kid at 16, like I had my little girl last year. When I was 16, fucking G.
You're still little.
I had no idea. Like, yeah, fair enough, that kind of. I still ain't got a fucking clue now.
Going back to that though, like luckily I had I had other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And not the normal 16-year-old lad who I had something else to to keep me occupied and give me that different sort of.
I guess I bet that was sort of out of your personality going out though at that point, wasn't it? I bet you were obviously super motivated to be a professional athlete. So
100%, yeah. So I went from being really strict with everything coming out of school, so having that adversity, sort of going completely off ball.
yeah,
Looking back now, I did like literally, I was going out like too much and eating shit and just doing wrong things.
That's what you find happens with a lot of rugby lads, though. Like, they get derailed when they get access to going out and stuff like that. I mean, I remember going around Ponty for years, I won't name names, but some very high-ranking rugby players, and you should see them getting fucking sloshed out 3 days a week. It was just like, then next day you'll see them on a game, just playing and looking completely normal. Like, how are you doing that? How are you keeping up?
Yeah, you should do it now. But yeah, so sort of got back on track after that adversity, started doing right things again, and signed for Huddersfield. Only played one Super League game at Bradford, so I was still in sort of a good calibre because at 17, 18 to actually play a professional Super League game on Sky, it was pretty good and big, So signed for Huddersfield in quite high regard. But I had a shoulder operation my first off season, so I left Bradford and I had to have my shoulder operated on. I had to have reconstruction on my shoulder. So that first year at Huddersfield, really, I was still young anyway, but they had some sort of players who were more experienced in my position, and that first year was sort of finding my feet at a new club.
Yeah.
But the second pre-season, I went into that thinking, I'm having a go here, and I just didn't have a break. I just trained all the way through off season. Like, I went back in proper good shape. Like, I was winning fitness drills, I was one of the strongest in gym. And I thought, this is me here, I'm going to try and, crack it and I actually, so first round of season, I started I went on bench at the started game.
What was your position?
Hooker.
Okay.
Yeah. It was on Sky, it was at Cardiff at Millennium Stadium.
Oh, shit.
So we played Warrington there, and we beat them. I scored first try Super League, because we got first game though, and all games were there that weekend. So fucking hell, you know what I mean? Off to a flyer, yeah, and all them sacrifices and all that training, all that pre-season, off season, having a break, and yes, that, you know what I mean? And we started talking after that one game, started talking about a new contract and a lot better money and all that stuff. Week after we played, so that one was Saturday. We had Cass on Sky at Cass the following Friday, so 6 days later. Went into that, started that game again, and that when the Rangi Chase and McGoldrick and all them players. 10 minutes in, I was felt dizzy, couldn't see. I just thought, fucking hell, someone's not there here. So they had to bring me off, put me on oxygen after 15 minutes into the game. I said, I'm not right, something's not right. Went for a checkup, and that's when they found out about my heart, that I needed, I got told I had to retire, basically.
yeah.
What happened with your heart?
So I was born with aortic stenosis. So basically, your aorta valve, your main valve in your heart, I was born with a narrow valve. So it was always mild, so it was slightly narrowed compared to maybe a normal person's heart valve.
Yeah.
So I used to go for yearly checkups. When I was a kid, it was every 4 years because it was really mild. When I got to 16, I went pro. They were you're putting your heart under some strain now. We want to check it every single year. So I used to just get it checked, and it was always fine. It was always all right. It's not changed. Your ball's all right. It's doing well. You're fit. You're looking after yourself. And then obviously, after that pre-season and all training, I don't know.
You reckon that's what it was? Just overtrained, do you reckon? Or
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it just was a matter of time, and time, or is it a coincidence that I didn't have a break and that's a muscle at the end of the day.
yeah,
Is that
there's such thing as overtraining, but obviously if you're already you're already handicapped with it, weren't you? In a sense, you know what I mean? You were already at a disadvantage with that heart thing. So is it how we saw it?
True. No.
You're just
yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, so ultimately I went to Leeds for a checkup, and they basically said, to operate, you could retire today, not play again, or just got a mortgage. think Alex might have just been born at that point. So I had 2 kids at the age 20. Just got a mortgage. I thought, I had no else. I just wanted to play rugby since I was 5.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do I do? Like, no income. I think, fucking hell, like, what's next? So I said, I need a second opinion here. They said, well, and then at Leeds, they went, the only way we can operate is crack your sternum and then change your valve in your heart to a pig's valve. But obviously, we have to crack your sternum. Playing rugby after that, it wouldn't have been doable. So if I had a non-contact sport, tennis player or whatever, I would have cracked my sternum because there's no impact. So I'm like, well, that's not an option. I might as well just not have it done and just retire if I'm going to have. Yeah. Because I could have lived with that valve, just because I was pushing it to play professional. So I got a second opinion down in London, and surgeon who I saw, if you remember Mwamba, probably remember the footballer who had that cardiac arrest on pitch for Tottenham a few years back. He got first footballer like to have the big. I think he had on pitch he survived it like.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where he just dropped in the pitch? Yeah, I remember seeing that.
But quite a few years back, like, and basically the surgeon that sent me to it was the same surgeon that looked after Mwamba. So I know we're going to right hands.
Yeah.
And I went to see him, and he just basically said, "Yeah, I can go in your rib. We'll sort of like cut you down here to get in your rib. We'll have to split your sternum, and we'll be able to get you back playing in 6 to 9 months." So
That was a good one.
Job's a good one. Like that valve will probably last from a sporting perform probably about 10 years.
Wait, I always love like surgeons who speak like mechanics, like the high end ones. Like, we'll just cut you there, go in there, sort that. You'd be right. Off you go. It's like changing a spark plug. Like,
Yeah, like every day for him. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, he's gonna be messed up.
She's a bit chilled out.
it's actually scary how chilled out they are. Like, anytime in hospitals, when my daughter was born early, and obviously she were in the pod, it looked fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, she was that big in time. And there's a woman like sipping a cup of tea while she's injecting her. And I was like, are you not scared about like breaking or whatever? She was like, oh no, it's fine. Everyone does this.
Have you ever seen that video with a heart surgeon, skeletal heart surgeon? It's them 2 little metal clippers, and he's making like that paper goose. Mate, it's unbelievable. Honestly, I wish you were capable of doing edits on the screen, because I'd have it on, mate. Or
I'll be PTSD.
I swear, it's mad as well. It's like origami. Like, he's making all this thing, and he makes like a swan or something out of paper. And it's like that with an heart surgeon doing it. But
I'd have really struggled as a surgeon. I was really shit at operation. I just hit the side, I just fucking throw it like.
yeah, go on then, mate.
So obviously I went to see him, and he went, "Yeah, I can crack on with it." So had that done. In that time, Huddersfield released me. So that was sort of that obstacle there where I'm like, fucking hell, like. But luckily, LKR coming for me on a better deal than I'd shown before, because obviously I'd proven that I could play.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was subject to me getting back from a major operation, which I was starting at a new club.
Yeah.
I was a bit older. I'd played quite a few games now at that point.
Yeah.
But I was still on. I wouldn't say I was an experienced or a form first teamer. Do you know what I mean? So I was still
Early down the game.
I was still unproven, coming off back of major heart surgery. So yeah, I signed for LKR in 2012, I think it was. Yeah.
What were their recovery like for that then? I mean, I know it said 6 to 9 months, but what did that involve? Where it just said you can't do anything, or what type of physio did you have? What was the comeback from that?
So obviously, I was sore, but I got home from London, and then after about a week, they said I need to start like walking. So I remember walking around Old Estate, and I was getting out of breath. I was like, "Fuck it!" I said, "I'm going out into Mississippi. Something's not right here." I said, like, it turned out that I had a leak. So like, there's like a bag of fluid around your heart that protects it, and that bag of fluid got full. So there were a leak where they'd operated. So I had to go back in then.
Oh my God.
I had to go back in for that draining. So they had to do another operation and drain that bag, and obviously make sure that leak, because that leak probably has stopped, but because it filled that bag up, so I was having pressure on my heart. That's why when I was walking, after a week, I should have been able to walk.
Yeah.
Like, even not probably.
Lucky you went out for a walk, though, innit? Really? Yeah. Would it have been major consequences if
If it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because obviously. Yeah. So unless I was walking, I probably wouldn't have felt it. I'd just been legged out, like. But
bad, isn't it?
yeah, so I went back in for that releasing, and then probably I can't remember what were I? Probably I think after about 3 months, I could start getting my heart rate up slowly on bike and stuff.
Mm.
You know, but I will like sort of monitoring my heart rate all the time. And I do.
We're still getting paid for the club at this point, or
Yeah, well, so basically, I was contracted for that full year at Huddersfield, and this was at the start of the season. So basically, when I had my operation done, like they paid me out until the end of the season. Like,
yeah,
I come to an agreement and got like a lump sum payout, and then in that time I'd signed my new deal to start in November at OKR. So I didn't go any time without getting paid.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was contracting and salaried, like, but yeah. So I did a bit. To be fair, I just feel pretty good. Like physio were class there. So after operation, even though I'd been paid out, I still went in there to do a bit of rehab because obviously I want to start here OKR well at November. So I used to go in, go bike and that, and he'd stand with me with tracking me out rate and all that. And I just sort of gradually built it up, and then, but when I started, so I had that done in, can't remember what month I had it done in. It was start to middle of the year anyway. It might have been March or April time. I had operation. Started there in November at OKR and I was miles off.
there.
Yeah. So they're all coming back. I think some of them players have probably gone straight through training straight like I did previous, just to come back firing and like to prove a point.
Yeah.
But I'd come back off back of major heart surgery, so we're like, honestly, I will tell him that. But to be fair, like,
Fair enough, though.
Yeah.
Right, don't kick yourself. You have had heart surgery twice.
like, in scheme of things now, I do think back, honestly, like, hand on heart, I do think that my career could have probably gone to another level if it weren't for that heart thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
100%, man.
But as much as I still did all right and I were a decent player,
Yeah.
I was never as fit as all previously.
Never reached that full potential with it.
Is there a part of the, like, I'm not a fake kind of person. Like, I don't say, there's a reason why it's happened. I try not to anyway, because you can just sort of give yourself a way out at all the time.
Yeah.
But do you not feel like that was like the universe's way of saying, this ain't your path?
Maybe.
I'm. Do you know? I would think it's the same thing when you said that. Funny enough, but I'm pretty big on that as well. But like you've just said, it's which way you want to look at it. But I don't know what your look on that is.
You could say that. It's funny because I do say to people
In hindsight,
in hindsight. So going on to OKR, so obviously that first year when I write off again, I think I played 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Sort of miles off, absolutely miles off, like fitness wise, physical wise. It took me a good 12. So it probably took me 18 months really to probably get something like that that I could compete. Do you know what I mean? And then like the second year, so I signed a 2-year deal. The second year I did all right and I got fit, played quite a lot of games, and I signed another 2-year deal. But 6 months into that second year deal, OKR signed 2 new hookers who sort of went above me. Even though they'd signed on a new 2-year deal, these hookers became available and they signed them. So like, right, 25, 26, still chasing dream.
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Which, looking back in hindsight now, I wouldn't be, from a business point of view, if I'd have still been chasing that dream in that bubble.
Yeah.
As a fringe first team player,
Yeah.
doing all right on an half decent salary, I wouldn't have my business out today.
Yeah.
Chance. So I think as it happened, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, leave a full-time environment at 25, 26. Obviously, at the time, it was like, well, I signed for Sheffield, semi-professional, training on a night. I had to find something else to do.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got involved with what I do now, and that was sort of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that how long it's been now? 10 years?
Not by myself, so obviously I'm working for another company.
Yeah.
Self-employed. But it has been 10 years.
What was that from 2015 this year? Yeah. So when I started Ultimate Shreds. Yeah, 2015. Like. But I think that leads on to the next bit then. So obviously you got a successful business now. I do my mortgage with you, don't I?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone who doesn't know what Keal does is going to explain now. But we're just trying to. The reason why we're doing the podcast today is to show, from the sporting background, from professional athlete, what sort of traits that you take from that same mentality and put it over into your business.
Yeah. I think, obviously, so we do mortgages and we do life insurance, critical illness, income protection, all that kind of stuff. Anything from financial sort of need, really. And from a sporting background, and if that's professional, amateur, mid-pro, I think you carry traits like we all like with a sporting. If it's it's not necessarily rugby, it could be any sport. Obviously, there's sacrifices you got to make, and I think that for me, that's one of the main ones.
Yeah.
Sacrifice, drive, attitude. And if it does relate massively.
100%. I don't think it needs to even be sport, does it? Like we were just saying before the podcast, like people just turn up to the gym all the time. It shows what kind of character you are, discipline, consistency, and that's the key in it over time.
Yeah.
And how you keep coming back, whether little setbacks or major setbacks, whatever it is. I think it just builds you, like I said earlier, it just molds you into the person you are, whether it be in business or your sport. And I think they all correlate between each other.
I think it like creates a little bit of difference. Someone said it to me the other day, like most people are what's called a summertime runner. So when it's nice, shiny and bright, they'll get the shoes on, they'll go out for a run. But when it's dark and dreary and cold, they'll stay inside. And it translates to business when everything's going great, money's coming in, you're happy, you're the best business person ever. But when it all gets tougher, it's called the valley of despair when you get to that point where it's either put up or shut up. There's a bit of pressure. You need to make sure you're getting that wage that month, make sure you're scaling. It's a real challenge to actually bring yourself back and go, right, this is where I need to bring it out of the bag and work. And I think, obviously, everything that you've been through, you're finding it it's probably easier. Like, I think me and you were better when we're under pressure.
Yeah.
I always found that some of our best business directions came from a point where this isn't working. We need to change something. That's how it evolves.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you?
I think when your back's against the wall, and I think that's the different mentality. Like, there's probably some people in the same business that I do, and they're happy plodding along.
Yeah.
Like, earning an half decent wage. There might be them and their administrator.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got it mainly inside me. I just want.
Is that competitive drive though? I put that to competitive drive. Being used to being in a competitive field all the time. Same
like we've got staff now and obviously advisors. There's not many. There's like 6 of us, but
we
have like a board every month.
Got to hit the target.
Yeah, but we have a see who can bring most money in. Like, and I'm like, fucking, I win everything. Oh, I know what I mean. I said, which I'm gonna do because I've been doing it longest. Yeah. It's not about that, but it's more like we have a bit of banter with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You want
Sunday to try.
We had it written on that board for a while though, didn't we? We all for the year and stuff like that. But it's a good way to look at it.
I don't know, and you probably a lot of people saying like, I just can't sit and be happy. Like, I've never.
Yeah, mate. We should do that with like a bonus cash thing at the end of it. Me, you, and Harry.
Yeah.
And do it January. See who gets most names in, and then whoever wins it. Just. Well, end of the day, it's money to money in it, because the more people you get in, the more money you get paid. The more
the first wins, everyone wins, doesn't they?
Yeah.
But it's funny because when you talk about competitive nature, I think when it comes to business as well, it's nice being in a competitive field. Like, we're starting to realise now that for every conversation we have with a potential learner, they've spoken to other providers. And we actually sounded quite desperate to start with, like, yeah, but if you come with us, we'll give you this. And he did. And now we've got this mentality where, listen, if you don't want to work with us, there you go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I think that's when you realise that the value in your business is a lot higher, because it's like, listen, we know what we can do and we know what we can provide. It's up to you whether you choose us, but I promise you, you're not going to get what we
I think the reputation builds, like, such as yourself, especially around here. Like, everyone knows you around here for doing it, don't they?
Coming back to that as well, like, I'll probably agree with what you said then, because like going back 5 years when I started Carlisle Financial, like by myself, so I made the jump from another company to do it by myself. Like, I'd get people coming back saying, "Oh, I've seen this rate and with this blended or this broker or whatever," like, and I used to try and fight for it. And man, I'm like, I know for a fact our service is second to none.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get updated, you're going to, and it's from a service point of view.
Yeah.
And your client journey is going to be, I'm not saying better than going with somebody else, but I can guarantee you're going to have a good journey with us, or you're going to be a client for life. Yeah. So I'm like, literally, I'm with it.
I feel like that.
Believe it. Like, I ain't got to beg anybody. I'm like, proven now, sort of thing. So, and I back that up, absolutely. And if we don't back it up, we'll all stand up and say, look, we messed up then, or we provided the service, but up to now we've had got no complaints, and we've been.
Yeah, I think over time, even your reviews, whether it's Trustpilot, word of mouth, I think that's what speaks the most volume, though, isn't it? With people who've experienced it, like the whole experience itself, from first phone call to when they get the house or they get converted to be a PT, the experience is what people talk about. And you're only going to get one person who's, I don't know, you get a woman who's a hairdresser at times. She's got loads of, they all want to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then they tell them and they want to get into it. And I think it just keeps growing and growing. I think that stands for any self-employed business, doesn't it?
Of course it does, yeah, of course it does. And I think that, I think it's just a matter of keeping that up, though. Do you know what I mean? I think what I went back to before, you could get to a certain level and think, I'll relax a bit now.
Yeah.
You've still got to do it, and it's coming back on me and my end of the day, and it's saying you guys.
I've been go on, sorry, mate. I've been self-employed since, I think I was 2011. I think I've been self-employed since I was 17, and it's crazy though how good it can be. Everything going in your favour, life's good. You feel like you've made it, and then all of a sudden, buffering you back. If you don't keep on it, or keep the same mentality, or you start living a bit more of a high life. And I got one point when ultimate shrimping all over the world. I woke up in the morning and sort of made it overnight. Crazy, all over the world. I had a big, and then I got that many people in the team doing all the jobs where I literally lost where everything was.
Yeah.
Like, and I was almost sat at back, like, with this massive corporate business, and everyone's doing it for me, and I was just waiting for money to come in. And when you realise then you're the face of it, you know, like if you took a back seat now,
That's big, isn't it?
like I did that, I thought, that's it, I'm done. The company's bigger than the name, but in actual fact, like everyone used to see me on the video. Of course it is, yeah. Of course it is. When you did it yourself from day one, that's what people associate your face to it.
Yeah.
And then when there are different people on it, it's just not the same look. So that quickly can go from best times of your life to chasing it again. And then once that water's under the bridge, it's hard to get it back if there's any loss in reputation through. I mean, probably like you said, made mistakes in massively through a business. Look,
from starting like my own business, like just me in kitchen, like working 18, 20-hour days.
Well, you're going to say 40, I mean kitchen. That's where all the best, because it's a start.
But 18, 20-hour days, and then obviously I have got more, I don't know, my time management's got better over time.
Yeah.
And I've used getting a few staff in, and Anna's my missus now, she's doing mortgages, and it sort of takes.
Yeah.
Still the face of it, but I'm not running around like an headless chicken. I can see my daughter sometimes, like she's not saying, Dad, you're on your laptop all the time or you're on phone all the time. So I think that time management, I think you've got to find that balance.
Yeah, some work-life balance, yeah.
But still, I know some weeks, if I've got to be on it, like
the duality is always different with a work-life balance, because I've had this many conversations with many different business owners, and we've talked about it lots. And you know, you feel a sense of guilt sometimes. I know I feel guilt when I've got to work the extra few hours on a night, or I know that to get that monthly wage in, I've got to complete this. And then you're trying to build another business in the background, and you're trying to put this and put that. You've got a lot of plates spinning. Your mind gets very engulfed in what you do. And for me, it's a passion. I think that when you've got a career that you built, it's who you are.
Yeah.
And I think if you take all that away, I've had conversations with people like, well, what if you just step out of that and just get a normal job? If I did this now, if I stepped away from everything and went and got a normal job, I would be a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like, I'd lose all my sense of purpose. So I think the time management is a difficult one. I think that just takes time to figure that out. And also you need to like sort of give yourself a bit of a break sometimes, because you lose that creative momentum.
Do you know what happens when I get good at time management? I do something else. That's my problem. Like, I get stuff going and I'm like, everything's going good, and it's never enough. That's my one bad trait. Is I've actually closed businesses recently because it just gets too much. And then still good chasing that dream, mate. I've just come back from boxing now, 32, mate. Like, one last run. It's like you going back at Rugby Field 9 going, one more go, come on. That's what I've done. That's what I've done, mate. And I left it long and all the way through lockdown. My first attempt to go professional was January 2020, when went into lockdown in March 2020. And that when I just got the gym, January 2020, got my first gym. February moved into my first house. March lockdown. April Rose were born. And then it went, and then I got the online company in when it May, yeah, May. I turned it online, so and then obviously it went good there. Sort of put it on back burner, and then realised I didn't want no regrets when I got old, so I'm back. But I think it's all still the same mentality, no matter what it is. You're always climbing, always searching. You can have time, like work-life balance, but it's how much you want to chase it. That's what we said, especially when you're early in your, I don't know, entrepreneurial career or whatever you want to call it, or self-employed business. There's got to be an element of massive sacrifice, hasn't there?
I had a meet with a guy last week, and he's multi-millionaire, like, and he going back to that, like, I think if you got them traits, like I'm a go-getter, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got drive, and I'll never just sit back.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to sort of work my time management out. But so basically, this guy, he had a company worth absolute millions, lost it all at one point, and now he's built like I say lost it all. He lost the business, but he's still a very wealthy man.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was fruit space like a 25, 30-year period, and now obviously there's a bit more on in life. And he was saying it's instilled in me, like, and we sort of bounced off each other because you could see traits that.
Yeah.
So those sort of same, are you instilled in us? And he's like, you do work ethic and like you just love like way I do a proper good chai coffee. And he's like, he said, I try and change, but he said it's not. He said if you've got that in you, it's going back to the sporting or people turning up to gym or how does it correlate to business?
Yeah.
It massively does, because I think if you've got that instilled in you, it's just finding the way to get it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'm always like, I must have come up at one point in my life, every 6 months, I must have come up with $1 million ideas, you know what I mean? Like, just everything I did, I was like, yep, this is the one now. Like, putting numbers together, I'd be like, oh God, we've made it. But it only does take one. I mean, I'm not there yet. I'm still coming up with these ideas, but again, chasing this dream, even like that. What was the other one you've got as well? Whatever, if it all works out, I think that's, unless you create your own opportunity in your life, then you don't matter what it is, you never know how good it's going to be or what about it. Yeah, and I seen a quote yesterday. It said, "What about if it turns out better than you've ever imagined?"
I can't do that.
Yeah. So that the quote said, "What about if it turns out better than you imagined?" And I think for me, that's what I'm looking at with the pro career for the boxing is it's setting up my future life, whether it be the coaching. Like I've just been asked to go over to America to corner in March, 28th of March for Mark Tiffin. So I can't remember what place is called now. Right, when I'm right, weird name ones, but I'm flying over there. So again, it's already started that career. But I can be a coach forever. I can't be a fighter forever, and I still miss being in the limelight. Like no matter how much, I just can't. Like when I was sat out from that and the businesses were growing and I was just onto my cornering, and you get pushed out to the side a little bit. Once it's all done and dusted, like although you played a massive part in it, you never did the big part. So, which is note on them, like go and enjoy it and enjoy your celebrations. You deserve it. But I always just missed that little bit.
I've done it, like, you know, get to. We're not early 20s anymore, and you don't want to 40, 50 year old to think, what if? And I think that's the one for me. Like,
I think it always scared me, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but living in Ponty especially, I could go out now to all the same pubs I used to go out as a kid and see the same people in there, drinking the same type of pint, complaining about the same things, in the same job. And it just, like, I've always got this fear that you're going to die the exact same way as you've always lived. And to some people, that's fine. And I'm not speaking for everybody, but I think you've got to try something to leave a mark. And it doesn't have to be a big man. I'm not saying you want to be remembered by everybody. You want to be in the history books. But do something that makes you remarkable in your own way.
Yeah.
But hey, for me, and probably the same with you, Rob got kids in it now. Like, he's making I want a better long-term future for my Sultan.
Yeah, and do you know,
do
you know, like even if my success didn't go out when I was this millionaire I dreamed of since I was a young kid, I think the way your kids look at you is the main thing. They say, "How hard you tried." It don't matter. You chased a dream.
Yeah.
Like I could go and get a permanent job somewhere, make loads of money, and be, but like I want to be able to tell the story and say, "This is what I did. I enjoyed doing it." And like my dad always says, he always goes beat stacking boxes. Like he says that all the time now. And although my dad's always done well, he said he didn't do what he wanted to do. So I've always lived by that. And
that's like you're doing something you want to do, you know.
Yeah.
And like you said, you never know. It could be 6 months, 6 years, or
you're only one conversation away from your life changing, aren't you? And that's it. You need to someone like such as this podcast, as silly as it sounds. We've done this because I love it. I listen to podcasts every day, like literally every day. I don't even like listen to music anymore because it's just on at gym 24/7. So when I get my own time, listen to podcasts. So doing this like a hobby for me, but like you have one conversation, it gets on the right thing, and all of a sudden then you start scaling, and that's the one thing good about this is that there's no plan to scale it. That's what's fun, going and just having these conversations is ace. Yeah, I love it.
We just get to do what we do every day. Is sit with people and talk shit.
Yeah.
And I think as a PT, that's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, but what a story, mate. Obviously,
I did not know
I'll
any of that.
mate, it's not done yet. So if you're all right talking about it, Keal, we're going to the next bit. Obviously, massive admiration for like what you've had to do already and go through, and but obviously, like we said, it's obstacle 10, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, again, it's not. I say this on. I do some videos with work and that, and just to get it out there. But none of it's a soul story, and it's nothing. Like I'm just open. You know what I mean? So business is up and down. I'll say that. Like it might look good on social media all the time.
Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Weeks you go thinking shit.
Yeah. Oh no.
Clicks into place. You're like, thank God for that.
Keep chasing that, though, don't you? That's what you're chasing, it. Them good weeks, innit? Yeah.
And you have adversity, and it's going to happen all times. But yeah, so sort of last year was sort of a bit like up and down from a business point of view. So this year, sort of getting into January, I'm like,
this is the year. Yeah,
this is the year. We've done well. We've had this growth. This year, we're going to continue that growth and sort of without any of that adversity that's crept in, sort of changing process in background of the business and all that kind of stuff. I've got Anna doing the mortgages because time management were a big one, like I said before. So I just were like a headless chicken running around all the time. So I sort of had to sort of take a back step so I could oversee business a bit more. So at the start of the year, everything's sort of going all right, and then we get to May. Overnight, my eyes turned yellow. So I'm like, right, I was feeling a bit tired, so went to bed. Not on Monday. Tuesday wake up, brush my teeth, thought, a little bit, yellow now. Again, there's a bloke, didn't think of it, didn't say out.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Alex had a game at the scholarship for Liga. So I drove over there to watch him, and then he come over after the game to the sideline and he just looked at me and, Dad, your eyes are yellow. I thought, God, he's noticed. So I got back, went straight to hospital. Long story short, I was in Pinderfields a week. They couldn't find out what was causing me to be yellow. But my levels on my blood test weren't right, basically. So it turned out that I had a blockage of some kind in the bile duct, which was stopping toxins getting out of my liver. So it was getting backed up into my bloodstream, making me go jaundice.
No.
So that right. Got out, went to Nuffield up with my private healthcare, and it turned out I had a tumour on my pancreas. Oh shit! It's pressing on my bile duct. It's closing it. So obviously it's the fire sort of stuck in it initially, but they're not stuck in it. You actually had the tumour there pushing and blocking my bile duct. So you had to put a stent in my bile duct to open it back up, which obviously why I look normal. But this tumour's cancerous. So
Jesus.
Obviously, from the start of the year where I'm like, this is the year, sort of overcome a lot, shitting past, like, and then obviously all this happened. So between sort of May and now, it's sort of been hospital appointments, scans. I've had a massive surgery already, which didn't go to plan. They couldn't take the tumour out. So to this day now, I had a scan Friday just gone. Just waiting my appointment now to see what's next. So, but again, like, still positive, like, I'm not just gonna.
Well, you've got to be. I've had a cold for the last week, and you can fucking like you've got to just look forward. But yeah, that's insane. I mean, so what do you know the next steps yet? I know you said you're waiting for that next consultation, but is there a battle plan or what?
Not yet, mate. No. Is anybody? Because I know how strong you are as a character anyway, and just as a person in general. But has anyone tried to like tiptoe around you at work, or have you about to make it like clear, like, look, just treat me normal, or is it like
I've had some people like, you see them in the vet, like,
should I ask you? Yeah.
Not like you can tell they want to say, how you doing?
Getting on, yeah.
And I'm like, I sometimes try and make that conversation because
Yeah.
I see that they're having awkward. So
Yeah,
It must be awful as a bloke as well, because no matter what's wrong with us, like you got a Tumour, it's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sound, yeah.
But that's why I've put the videos out there as well, to say, look,
Yeah.
I'm not packing up shop. I'm not laying at home every day feeling sorry for myself. I feel all right. Yeah, I'm still going to train. I'm still going to turn up to work. I'm still going to graft. Like, my life's just going on as normal.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. Like, the only things I'm doing different is going for these appointments.
Yeah.
Obviously, after operation, like, obviously, I had major surgery, which when I woke up from that, I should have woke up with that tumour gone and had my pancreas missing, but I'd have been cancer free. Obviously, it wasn't to be again. So,
Yeah.
what are the next steps? Is basically said there's a lot of different things they can do. It's a really rare type. So it's an hormonal based cancer. So like chemotherapy won't work for it. But there's a lot of things. But because it's that rare, there's not as much studies into it.
Yeah.
It's some of the younger generation sort of gets. But yeah, I guess it's just a matter of.
Did they say how long it's you?
I've had
Do you reckon you had it?
Essentially 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Really?
Background, yeah.
And that only then you start getting symptoms and you need to get checked out.
But ultimately, because it's called non-functional, so basically that means there's no side effects. So if it was like your pancreas, like head of your pancreas, then you've got a tail of your pancreas, the bile ducts here. So my tumour's in head of my pancreas. I could have had it in tail, which I'd have never known about it.
Well,
If you want pushing on the bile ducts, there'd have been no way we find it out because it's non-functional. So it's a blessing, really.
yeah.
Touch wood.
Yeah.
They found it like, I'm saying it sounds stupid saying this early, even though it's been there 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
In the scheme, it is a really slow growing type. So 4 or 5 years is because it's non-functional, they find it 10 or 15 years in.
Yeah.
But obviously, in my head, I'm like, I want rid of it.
Yeah. You don't want it.
Did you find it hard explaining it to kids?
Horrible.
Yeah.
That worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I still, like, it's one of them.
Did you?
Brave face on around people and I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm sweet. It's like,
It's the first thing you worry about.
yeah, or like, if I'm just driving by myself,
Yeah.
like, I'm like, fuck it. I've got
Just keep entering you.
so like, a word that you don't like talking about. It's just something you just don't expect to happen at 35-year-old.
You never expect it to happen to you until
You don't
it happens,
know.
do you?
No.
Is it 1 in 2 get it?
Yeah. Obviously, like, I think with the job that I do, with insurance, I've had a conversation with you about the critical illness and that. Do you know what I mean? And it just.
Would you come on to that then? Or?
I couldn't get it.
Oh, no way.
So, because of my heart issue, they give me life cover, but I could get life cover. So, Anna's got life and critical illness like you've got and your mother's got. But I only could get life cover. I got declined for critical illness cover by everybody. Because I mean, I'm dying.
Imagine it.
So, obviously, if I don't have that, I would be.
How bad's that though that they do that?
It's just a risk.
Like, yeah,
Because I know
Yeah.
Well, they're going to say we're not covering you that, but anything, no correlation. So that is.
I've even had that, and the smallest ever version of that with I think it was me hands because I broke my hands, so there were no boxing that wouldn't insure me for
Yeah.
my hands at the time. Yeah, exclusion of hands.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
could have excluded, but I guess because it's quite a major thing that they might think your body's weaker or more immune to getting over that. And I don't know, but nobody would touch it, mate. And we tried.
Oh, they also come in and watch you lifting 50s and here, like, give him some insurance, he's fine.
No. But,
That's crazy. I think, well,
like a sob story, innit?
No, but it's
not
great,
saying
mate.
like a sub-star.
No, it's
reality, mate. I think.
I think the story altogether, mate, is brilliant, and like you still how you going on with your business the same, and that's like like I said, what it was about today. Just I didn't actually know all of these other bits as well. Obviously, I know it briefly, and like you just said, it's not something that you'd want to bring up straight away. Like
It's something I don't go around telling people. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to share it. If somebody gets diagnosed or something, I can inspire them in any way, shape or form. Or if it's going through some shit, you know.
Yeah, well, I think some people. I mean, you can always say there's always someone worse, isn't there? But I think to some size, that you've got to believe that as well. Like, yeah, obviously, people who've got something going on now, it's nowhere near as bad as what you're able to go through, and then be probably the same scaling upwards. But
People,
yeah, that's what I mean, mate. So I think there's got to be an element of that you've got to imply to your life in there, and like you said, it'll hopefully inspire someone and be like, well, Keal ain't stopped, so
no, I'm
we keep
thinking
going.
now is like when that point is when I get on the other side of it,
Yeah,
I'll be like, fucking get in. Do you know what I mean? And that's my mentality again. I'm like, I just can't wait to get through this stage. We're still doing all right. What it is stuff like, and that's what more I was scared of the downturn from that because that's my livelihood.
yeah.
Now, like, and again, going back to the face of it, and that's why I made it clear. Look, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I don't want Boomer to get around that. I've got this tumour that.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't ring Keal because we'll be putting on him. Like, admit, like, like we need you. Do you know what I mean? That's what I sort of. That's the reason why I got it out there on the company page and stuff.
Yeah.
like that, and just for that reason, really.
That's I mean, it's just a testament to the type of mindset you've got, and I think that speaks to everybody because no matter what's going on in your life, and people can have some really difficult times, but whether it's business or life, you've got to keep going. Like you can't just stop and feel bad about it. I mean, all the bad things that you could think about happening in your life, just go for the good parts. And I think that seems like what you're doing. I think that's just a testament to who you are and what obviously you've been through. But
Well, I think on there, mate, is where can people find you for your business? Have you got Facebook page, Instagram page, website? You tell everyone where to find you.
Yeah, so we've got Facebook, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. And obviously we're based in Ponty on Southgate, so can't miss this big blue.
Yeah.
And
Is it all under the same name?
yeah, all the same name. Yeah. But just to finish, like on.
Yeah, no, good, mate. Yeah,
Just to tie you guys in, I think from a health and sort of training perspective, like I know it's instilled in me to train and make myself because that's what I did previous to business. But I've gone through stages throughout building the business where I made excuses that I'm too busy. I'm too busy with work. I can't get to the gym. I'm eating shit because I'm too busy.
yeah.
After my operation, like this talking 6 weeks ago, I got told it could be a 3-month recovery. 4 days later, I had my laptop on, my keeper and mine busy, going for a 10-minute walk in the morning. Within a week, I was back in office, like, I think. But then, as soon as I could get back in the gym, it's just like, you need to go back to your gym, even if you sit on bike and tick on for 15 minutes. Like, I think getting out there, be active, getting that routine, if it's with a personal trainer or if you need that sort of.
They say training's biggest cure, biggest for depression, isn't it?
Dedication out there. Isn't it?
I don't go to the gym for even a couple of days, never mind a week. And sometimes it's rolled into in the last couple of years, maybe I've had 2 or 3 months off. And I get to the stage where I'm a massive bro.
And I think that's the point as well. I've just trained someone this morning, asked him if he's still going to gyms. I just didn't have a bit of motivation for a couple of weeks. So like, that's the thing, is you need to just train anyway, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do little's better than nothing. Just turn up, see how this be. But sometimes you have your best sessions as well. Like, it's the discipline to keep turning up, and then you will have a little bit of feeling of guilt then when you stop doing it. And I think that's the best thing to have, is to train that much that it becomes part of your routine. When you do miss them days, then there's an element of guilt.
Yeah.
Same when you've got bad eating habits, it's not right.
Yeah.
But you've got to have had a time where you're trying to eat better.
Yeah.
Or at least some knowledge in nutrition. And then same with your training as well. Because you'll know once you get back into it, then you can start upping it again. But it's just getting back in the gym. And I think mentality-wise, best thing for your mental health is being in gym.
Well, it is. Like I say, even if some days, like, because I've been obviously going through a bit of shit, like, I've just been turning up. I might go walk back home and then just go for a coffee, but, like, just around people who's in that same environment, like, and out of your 4 walls, like, I think it's easy to fall in that role.
Yeah, 100%.
All done it.
Yeah, we do it with every member and every client, every learner, to be honest. We try and get people in as much as possible. It's not just so we can keep a business going.
Yeah.
But, if you're ever feeling like you're isolated and alone or whatever, you can find a tribe in a gym. You can find a tribe in health and fitness. And no matter how long you've been away, you come back, you're welcome. And I think that's the most important thing about health and fitness. You've always got a place there.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you, is there anyone, I've not really asked this to anyone before, actually. So, is there anyone you think that'd be good for this podcast? Anyone you can think off the top of your head? who might do it, or who's got a decent story. Or I actually got asked this on podcast that I went on. Yeah, luckily I knew some fighters and stuff, so like, oh, yeah, it was quite easy for me. But just because everything we've done on this podcast, we've asked if anyone knows anyone, or we just got to go off his own back. I go people I know or whatever, or we'll do a little search inside and find some people, or we'll go, oh, does anyone want to see on, or put your suggestions on. Obviously, we're not at that level yet, but
I'll tell you somebody up. I went on his podcast, but
yeah, this is what I was thinking.
Will T.
Right.
Quinton.
Yeah.
He does work for us.
Yeah.
Talkie Walk.
Right.
Oh yeah. That sounds good.
Right.
I'll take you up.
Quinton,
Yeah.
it's your time. Yeah, come visit us.
Let's go. We're gonna start doing a nomination, but right at the end, it's Ice Bucket comes out. What the fuck?
Nominate.
Yeah.
Bosh.
Yeah. Right, mate. Thank you, Keal, mate. We'll leave it right.
Time, mate.
Thank you, everybody. As always, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.